I am a professor of accounting at West Virginia University, and I understand that I am playing a very crucial role right now in the sense that I have about 6 minutes and I'm standing between you guys and lunch. So I will streamline this as much as I can. So as I've sat here and I've listened to all these presentations, they've all been wonderful, and they've given me a very unique perspective on the endeavor that WVU is about to embark on. One of my colleagues is here actually, and I'm hoping she's taking notes throughout all of this. But I'm going to largely speak from a different perspective here. Andrew did a wonderful job of outlining the program in California. We at WVU are actually taking a different approach to this. We are about to, or in the process of, creating a data analytics master's program. And we're taking a different perspective from the standpoint that we reached out to our constituents, largely our employers, and said, you know, what do we really need? What are you guys missing? How can we fill this talent gap that is in front of us right now? And largely the answer that we got, and we are a business school, so it is a different perspective, was emphasize the soft skills, right? It's very important to have all of the analytical skills. It's wonderful to have the data mining skills. But the fact of the matter is the talent gap is here and it's now. So our employers, I should say, or our students' employers, they simply do not have the time to wait 3 to 5 years to develop and groom an undergraduate student all through the process and get them up to speed as far as being business savvy and hit the ground running. So largely, we are looking at addressing this gap through a master's program. And what we're specifically trying to do is target people who are already in industry, working professionals, right? We are doing this in an online format, so this enables people to keep their current jobs while updating their skills and furthering their education. So I'm going to go through some of these, and honestly, we've heard about big data and the talent gap and all of this from the previous presentations here, so I'm going to skip through a couple of these slides. This actually is the slide I started out with in my systems course for the undergraduates, and this was from March of this past year. And recently here, Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, Caesars Entertainment, they are bankrupt, right? There is a bitter feud over divvying up their assets. And if you look here at this list or at this slide, the most valuable piece, most valuable single piece of anything on this list is actually their total rewards program. This is their customer data. So as opulent and as wonderful as all of their properties are on the Las Vegas Strip, what creditors are fighting over the most is this customer data. Okay, so this emphasizes the point to my students right off the bat that this is important. Okay, it plays a role in business. Okay, recently I visited Microsoft in Munich, Germany. I take students over every summer. We visit their facilities. We walk through basically their R&D. We talk about their customers, and the topic of big data came up. And they told me, I asked, this was the CIO at the time, I asked them, what is the importance of this? You know, what does it really mean to you? And they said that, frankly, it's kind of a fine line. There has never been more data collected on customers at any point in the history of mankind as there is right now, which I think Peter said earlier in the presentation. The problem is that we have never been more inefficient at doing anything with that data. So as a result, this is actually hurting more than it is helping. It increases costs, we waste a lot of time, we can run statistics out the wazoo and make the data look like just about anything we want it to, but the reality of it is it's not informing any decisions for our business. Plain and simple. We know there's a huge talent gap here. This is from Forbes, right? As you can see, IT project managers up 123% from last year, okay? The issue with this is these are largely people that are already in the job market, right? So when we push these undergraduate programs, these are wonderful, but they're not truly addressing the talent gap as it presents itself now. Okay, I'm going to skip through that because we just heard 2 presentations on that. Okay, Western University, we're a land-grant institution. Okay, we are the flagship institution in the state. That being said, we are not a rich state. Okay, we're actually a very poor state. So while we do have a substantial amount of state funding, that probably pales in comparison to most other flagship schools. As a result, this self-funded model, which Andrew was talking about, is very real for us. There are silos on campus that we have to acknowledge. The business school is obviously one of those, but the reality of it is that this is a multidisciplinary degree. Okay, so we're going to reach across campus to share resources. Now, the issue that presents itself, largely, these online educational offerings, especially the accelerated ones, are largely done for revenue generation. That's the fact of the matter. We're a business school. We're in business, okay? These are the issues that we are facing, and largely these are our challenges. First of all, who is responsible for staffing all of these courses that are being offered, right? Secondly, are additional faculty members available in the job market who are experts in the field? And we are certainly hoping so because we are hiring 2 presently. So listening to how industry is dwarfing the salaries of what is available in academia and saying that they don't really exist out there, that's a little scary from our perspective right now, because right now we don't have the in-house talent to staff all of these courses that we're going to need to create, which, by the way, we do have an ethics course in this program, so we can be number 2, whoever said that earlier. Other big issue, who ultimately is responsible for funding the hardware and software costs that we're about to encounter, right? Is it the college? Does it come from the university level? You know, that's a dicey proposition there. Do corporate partnership opportunities exist? We certainly hope so, right? We haven't found that yet, but you know, we are certainly looking. And then ultimately, for the people that we do have on staff now, it's an issue of user training, and it's not necessarily the faculty that I'm talking about, it's our IT support staff. This is a large, expensive endeavor. Okay, so recommendations here, and this is largely our lessons learned thus far. As we are racing to address this quote-unquote talent gap, right? Once the logistics of creating this degree program are settled, we have certain challenges that we are going to have to face head-on. One, we are not geographically blessed as some of our schools in the major metropolitan areas, all right? So we can't just tap from industry in our backyard. That doesn't happen. We have to target what industry we do have in our geographic area first. We have to leverage our name and our reputation. From that launching point of the first couple classes, it is our hope that pipelines of students can be created, and ultimately the makeup of this degree that we create, our marketing effort of this accelerated program, will ultimately dictate our success. We are hoping to target this more as a bridge program for existing employees, hopefully looking to further their career, but ultimately the question becomes, what is the value added here, right? From the consumer perspective, this can't be a field of dreams. Build it and they will come, all right? We have to be able to employ our students afterwards in the market. Thank you guys very much.